Steven Universe has consistently proven to be one of the most interesting and intelligent animated shows of recent years. It's smart, atmospheric, and hilarious. There's nothing like it. It's a show about the bonds between characters, and about how, although growing those bonds is difficult, it is ultimately worthwhile, for those bonds bring us comfort when nothing else can. I greatly enjoyed the last several episodes of Steven Universe, which detailed Steven's victory over the Diamonds. These episodes weren't perfect, but they continued the show's tradition of being unpredictable and empathetic. So imagine my pleasure when I discovered that they were going to make a Steven Universe movie. We've been waiting for the trailer for quite a while, and now it's finally here, and it's absolutely compelling. So in honor of this trailer, let's break down the 10 most exciting things about it. Number 10, the animation. Steven Universe has always had some of the most fluid animation of any Western animated show. It can be serious and majestic, but it can also be cartoony and goofy. It's the ultimate counterpoint to the all-realism, all-the-time ideology that seems so prevalent these days. What with the Disney company desiring to drain all the color and life from their films and turn them into bland live-action remakes of themselves. So it's great to see a show like Steven Universe that is so committed to exciting, impressionistic animation. The way the flowers wilt because of our new villain's powers is haunting. And I especially love how the villain moves. These movements are even more cartoonish than typical in Steven Universe, creating an unsettling feeling, bringing us to number 9, the atmosphere. This has always been one of Steven Universe's greatest strengths. Animation as a medium allows you to create basically any world you want. This power should be used vigorously to create beautiful or terrifying worlds, and that is exactly what Steven Universe does. We have both sides in the trailer. There's the beauty of Steven and the crystal gems, relaxing at the idyllic lighthouse before everything goes wrong, and then we have the blacks and reds when disaster strikes. And that is not even talking about this shot. I mean, look at that. The eerie green sky looking like something out of Minas Morgul, the chilling purple fissures in the earth, and Steven looking so small as he desperately tries to climb up. Number 8, the fusions. Steven Universe deserves a lot of credit for taking a tired concept used in a lot of lackluster anime, that being of two beings fusing into one, and playing it seriously, with a lot of gravitas. It serves as a metaphor for a relationship. There are as many different fusions as there are different types of relationships, and this being Steven Universe's grand finale, one would not expect it to skimp on fusions, and it doesn't. We see Alexandrite, the fusion of garnet, amethyst, and pearl. Presumably, this fusion occurs to provide more firepower against the film's villain. We also have this shot, which is reason to believe pearl and amethyst might be fusing into opal. Number 7, Steven and Greg with their guitars. I should not have to explain why this is exciting. I like to consider myself a man of relatively sophisticated tastes, but when I see two guys with their guitars, surrounded by flames, of course I'm going to get excited. I'm only human after all. Besides that, I love scenes in this show that include Greg. He's just the ordinary everyman in this world of magic and mystery. Seeing him fight alongside Steven is always a good sight. Number 6, the stakes. From what Peridot says about halfway through the trailer, the stakes are shrinking compared to what we have seen in recent Steven Universe episodes. We are going to be focusing less on the cosmos and more on our good old planet Earth. This could be completely wrong, of course, but based on what we have seen in the trailer, I do not think it is an unreasonable assumption. And if that is the truth, I say it is a good thing. As much as I love the different worlds Steven Universe explores, the show is never better than when it is on Earth. The contrast between traditional earthly settings and magical space creatures has always been a source of both comedic and dramatic tension. Number 5, Steven and Connie. I love these two as a couple. Connie is a great character for many of these same reasons Greg is. She is just an ordinary person who puts herself into these crazy situations for the sake of protecting those she loves, but she is also different from Greg because she is a sword fighter and because she is super smart. The bond between her and Steven is cute without falling into cliches, and it smartly inverts the fairly common passive, defensive-minded girl and aggressive offense-oriented guy trope, we see them interacted twice in the trailer. There's one hug and there's one kiss. I hope we get more than that because the dynamic between them is always tender. Number 4. The villain. We do not know much about the villain. She does not even have a name. It is entirely possible that she could be uninteresting and one-dimensional, but I don't think so. Not in the least. Her gem being an upside-down heart is something we have never seen before in this show. It makes one think that she has suffered damage and pain in the past, and Steven and the gems will strive to help her move past her anger and make peace with herself and the world. I love how her limbs bend, and I love how she uses them like she's an old Looney Tunes character. She feels somewhat unique, and I wonder where they are going to take her character. Number 3. Steven's grown up. If you have ever heard me talk about franchise filmmaking, you know I love it when characters grow up. If they stay one age forever, it makes it seem like their journeys matter less. It makes it seem like their journeys take place in a hermetically sealed bubble. Thankfully, this is not the approach Steven Universe has taken. Apparently, 2 years have passed since the defeat of the Diamonds, and it feels like it. The Empire is being deconstructed, and Steven looks older. He sounds older, with the voice actor finally getting to use something close to his real voice. His growing up may not seem like a big deal, but it makes this story feel more like a clean break from everything that has come before it, and it also opens up greater romantic options for him and Connie. Number 2. The music. Aside from the atmosphere and the empathy-driven storytelling, probably my favorite thing about Steven Universe is the music, and this trailer makes it seem like the movie is going to deliver in that regard. Likely there will be more than one song in the film, considering just how song-focused Steven Universe tends to be, but the one song we do get, True Kinda Love, soundtracks the entire trailer, and it sounds beautiful. Part of this is because Estelle, who voices Garnet, has a great singing voice, but the lyrics are also nice. This is a show so predominantly focused on love and affection and relationships. The miraculous thing is that it manages to focus on these things without coming off as preachy or shallow, and this song is a brilliant example of this. One can only wonder when and why it is going to be sung in the movie. Number 1. The release date. It is going to be coming out on September the 2nd. And not September the 2nd, 2020, thankfully. It's going to be released in less than 2 months. Considering how long we have had to wait between episodes, the fact that they have managed to give us what looks to be a wonderful, film-length send-off to these characters and to this world, less than a year after the defeat of the Diamonds, is nothing less than an ecstatic triumph. I cannot wait for the movie to come out, and I know I'm not alone in that. So thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. Donate to my Patreon if you can and you want to see more content like this. I can't wait for the movie to come out. I will be counting down the days until it does. Thank you all again. Adios, comrades.